Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for Rangers against Panathinaikos, this time in Greece. Second leg of this UEFA Champions League second round qualifier. Can Rangers do it? They're 2-0 up from the first leg. I thought they did really well in the first leg at Ibrox. Quite comfortable. Couple of really, really good goals in that one. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they approach this game. I can see the lineups. I'll talk you through the lineups very, very shortly. I'll put them up on the screen. It's going to be very interesting, I think, to see how Russell Martin approaches this one. 2-0 up. It's a dangerous scoreline, people often say, isn't it? 2-0. Very, very dangerous scoreline. So, is there a chance, do we think, that Panathinaikos can turn it around at the Olympic Stadium in Athens? Is there a chance? Or is it more likely that Rangers just cruise through? Maybe it goes to extra time. Maybe it goes to penalties. I do feel like there's a big game about to take place here. Do feel like there's a big game. I'm looking forward to it. Right, let's put the old chat window up so you can see what people are saying. And then you can see what we're talking about. There you go. That's better. Sam, how's it going? Good to see you, Sam. How's things, man? Right, there you go. That's better. Leon, good to see you too. Okay, so the lineups are as follows. I'll put them up on the screen now, and then we can talk through them. Both sides have kind of mirrored each other in terms of formation, setup, which I guess is to be expected. Okay, there you go. That is your lineup for tonight's game. So for Panathinaikos, it is Dragowski in goal. It's Kotsiras at right back, Palmer Brown, Tuba, and Kyriakopoulos on the left. No Vaginidis. Vaginidis, I believe, has he actually officially left the club now? Vaginidis got sent off in the last game anyway. He got sent off 2 bookable offences in the previous game. So, yeah, he's left. That's a blow for Panathinaikos, I'm sure. In midfield, it's Bakasetas Maximovic and ex-Liverpool midfielder Pedro Chirivella. And then up front, it is Pelistri of Manchester United, Juritic, and the danger man, Fotis Giannidis. Fotis Giannidis has been linked quite heavily with a move to the Premier League over the last few years, and just done a really, really talented player. Very, very, likeable, I guess. Very, very likeable. Anyway, for Rangers, the most important lineup, here you go. Jack Butland in goal, Aarons on the left, Tavernier on the right. It's Giga and Sutar in the centre of defence. In midfield, it's Rothwell, Diamande, and Raskin. And then front three, again, Kieran Dowell features on the right-hand side. Kieran Dowell on the right. Maybe, I'm guessing, Dowell actually drops into midfield a little bit more. What do we think? Either way, it's Dowell, Danilo Pereira, and Finlay Curtis, the goal scorer from the first leg, who's starting to make a real name for himself. I thought he was absolutely fantastic in the first leg. So let me close that down. There you go. That's your lineups. Ben, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Sam, everything in Kiev is stabled. LFC fan, it will take me 40 minutes to get to the Hibs Stadium tomorrow. Well, I'm rooting for you, mate. I am rooting for you, but I do think Watchalong probably sneak through in that one. I'll be live for that one too, by the way, for Watchalong and Hibs. Samir X69, someone please tell Dortmund to stop. Why? What's happened with Dortmund? What have Dortmund done? What have I missed? Welcome to Meme Land. Yes, Key, Dragovsky mentioned. How is it going, everyone? How are we doing? How the devil are we? So yeah, lineups. In fact, I'll put the lineups in the chat. Why not? We'll put them in the chat. Ben, so happy. Trebolo on, wedding tomorrow. What's Trebolo on? What's that? Sutar Tavernier. Don't know why I'm putting it on with a Scottish accent. Every time I hear Tavernier, it's said like that. It's by the guy. Who's the commentator on? Well, Dowell, Danilo, and Curtis. Right, there's your Rangers team, and Panathinaikos lineup is, excuse me, Dragowski, Kotsiras, Palmer Brown, Tuba, Kyriakopoulos, very nearly, Bakasetas, Kirivella, Maximovic, Pilistri, Juricic, and Unitas. There you go, there's your lineups. Interesting lineup, I've got to say. I would have expected maybe some different players involved. I would have thought maybe Gassama would have got a go. I don't know. Maybe Bajrami as well. I'm not really sure on Dowell. Not sure on Dowell. Daily reminder that Huddersfield Town have more league titles than Tottenham. User 553, what do you make of Luke Shaw saying the aim is to win the Prem? If that's their mentality, they can do it. Yeah, I mean, he's been saying that for years, haven't they? To be fair, they've all been saying that. They have all been saying that. Sam, can I ask how many screens you've got? What do you mean screens? I don't know what you mean. HFTG, what can you watch on, bro? You can watch it on BBC. You can watch it on Rangers TV, I believe. I don't know where else. Evening from Rhodes, beautiful part of the world. Love it in Rhodes, gorgeous. LFC fan, 200 is my score prediction. Oh, Rangers will lose 3-0. You think Rangers are going to get beat 3-0? Ooh, I don't think so, but I do think there's a very good chance of extra time in this one. I've got a feeling there's going to be extra time. Definitely feeling extra time in this one. Yeah. But get your prediction. In fact, we should have really put a predictions thing up. Peter says Castle lost again. Yep, to a Korean. It was a Korean 11, wasn't it? Korean 11. Yeah. In your setup when you're live, just one, just this one. Yeah, just one. Right, so we've got 40 minutes to kick off. Now, Russell Martin. Mixed bag, I guess. There's rumours linking Rangers to a couple of players this week. Mikey Moore being one of them from Spurs, by the way. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that. If you're a Rangers fan, is that a target that... How do you feel about that if you're a Rangers fan? Bringing in players who... I mean, Spurs quite obviously rate Mikey Moore incredibly highly. Are you content with being a farm for the talent? Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels to me Rangers are a really big club. I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't know if I'd be content with other clubs sending me the best and young. You know, you're not quite good enough for us, but you know we'll send you out, we'll cast you out, and you can go and play for them. I'm not sure I like that. Like, if I'm Rangers, I'm saying, okay, fine, we'll take him, but we want a buy option. We want a buy option. We're nobody's. We're not looking after him. None of that. I am Crute. I now don't think we're getting Isak this summer. Looks like Sesko's going to go Man United. As in, Liverpool aren't getting Isak. Liverpool are getting Isak, mate. That's done. That's done. Honestly, don't even worry about that. That is done. Newcastle are 100% not... Isak won't be there on September the 2nd. That's you don't even need to worry about that. You don't even need to worry about that. Sesko going to Man United doesn't really make a difference. Because apparently they put tentative inquiries in for Rodrigo Muniz now as well. So Newcastle know they need a centre-forward. They're on notice. They need to find a centre-forward. So yeah, if Sesko does indeed choose Man United, then they'll go and get Rodrigo Muniz, or they'll go and get someone else. They'll go and get Ollie Watkins. They'll go and get someone. I don't know. Tom, Muniz is the Wilson replacement. We're not getting Wissa anymore. I don't know about that. Muniz is still going to cost you 45, 50 million quid. It's still a lot of cash, that. It's a lot of cash. And again, I'm not sure that Muniz comes to Newcastle to sit on the bench. So, I don't know. I'd be surprised. Muniz, Wissa. I don't know. We shall see. 40 million for Muniz, same price as Wissa. I still think Wissa ends up at Newcastle. I still think the Wissa does. I can't... Again, he's declared that he isn't going to play for Brentford again. That's probably almost certainly that's going to happen. Zaid, how you doing, Zaid? Good to see you. Is your name Kieran? But yeah, it is. Most people call me Key. Yeah, but yes, you can. That is the case. AM10, I've got a bet on this game at 10-1. 10-1. Have you got Panathinaikos to qualify? What have you backed? Panathinaikos to qualify tonight is 4-1, just for that on its own. AM10, Rangers to win either half. Rangers 2+ corners in each half, and Panathinaikos 2+ corners in each. Rangers won't win either half. I don't think Rangers are going to win tonight. I think Rangers come out here tonight, and it looks like anyway. Again, I could be wrong, but I do think that Russell Martin is maybe planning to just sit back and soak up a bit of pressure and just calm things down a little bit, you know? Just calm things down. He's not interested in taking any risks. He doesn't need to push forward. I don't think Rangers come here to win the game tonight. I think they come here to just to try and close the game out. Close the game out. DN, I mean, it's not 100% that Isak's going. It's absolutely 100% that Isak is going. It is absolutely 120 million% that Isak is going. There is no world where Isak stays. No world. No reality where Isak stays. And even if it is, by the way, Isak staying is not something that Newcastle want. It's not a good outcome. It's not a happy outcome for Newcastle, that. It is not a happy outcome. I'm telling you. That is not something that Newcastle fans should be looking at and going, well, we'll keep Isak then. I'm telling you, that's not what you want. Your season is decimated if Isak stays. The worst outcome in this situation is that Isak stays. That is the worst outcome if I was a Newcastle fan. We'll give Isak a new deal with a hefty release clause. Well, I don't think it would be a hefty release clause. If anything, it would be... It's not going to happen. He has basically told the Newcastle hierarchy last summer that this will be my last season at the club. Last summer, he told them that. This will be my last season. That was communicated to the club last year. So you're not going to get an extra year out of him. You're not getting an extra year out of him. Fires, what do you think about Sesko? I don't think he's particularly brilliant. He's alright, but only alright. DN, I mean, people will realise when he goes to a big club that he's inconsistent a lot. And that may well be the case. Yeah, that may well be the case. Like I said, I think part of the reason why Isak was pretty terrible back end of the season for Newcastle, wasn't he? And well, not terrible, but there was body language issues with Isak. Early part of last season, back end of last season, he was pretty. There was questions about his body language, and a big part of that was because in the early part of last season, Mitchell had basically said, "We're not giving you that new contract." Do you know that new contract that we promised you, that big bumper new contract? You're not getting it. You are not getting it. You're not getting it now. So there you go. You aren't getting it. That's done and dusted. Put that out of your mind. And his head wobbled, obviously. He lost his head. And Eddie Howe gave a very, very public statement, didn't he? A very public statement to basically say, look, if these players... He didn't specifically name Isak, but he said, listen, if any of these players want Champions League money, they need to start performing like Champions League players. And what did Isak do last season? He went out and he performed like a Champions League player. He did really well. He got his head right. And he played amazingly well. He was a big part in Newcastle qualifying for the Champions League, winning the League Cup. And then, you know, towards the back end of the season, things just started to fall apart again because he was promised, we'll look at it again in the summer. We'll bring in some new players. We'll invest, we'll bring some new players in. It's not happened, has it? It's not happened, so that's what the frustration is. That's the frustration from Newcastle fans' point of view. Newcastle fans are frustrated about this, so why shouldn't Isak be frustrated about it? If Newcastle's own fans are frustrated at the snail's pace in which the club are moving and not really securing signings and not getting things over the line, all of that, I can imagine Isak is frustrated, combined with the fact that he's saying, well, you've also pulled the rug on a contract. FM No Casuals tonight, I feel Greek. Me too. Yeah, me too. I have got a feeling that Panathinaikos will cause some problems tonight. Or at least make a game of this. I still hope Rangers go through, by the way. Certainly hope Rangers go through. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if Panathinaikos make a game of this and it ends up maybe going to extra time. DN Tonali was our best and most important player. Well, again, if that helps you sleep at night, sure. Clay 19, Key, do you think Sesko will come to Newcastle? I don't, mate, no. It's not happening. It's not happening. He's yeah, it's not happening. And you're not getting 150 million for Isak either. That's done. That's walked. That's gone. Isak is an absolute maximum now. An absolute maximum of 130. And that's probably with add-ons as well. 120 plus 10. It's what you'll end up getting. I'm telling you, Tom, I absolutely promise you, mate. Absolutely promise you, you won't get anywhere close to 150. You won't get anywhere close to 150 for him. I'm of the opinion, anyway, that I think it's already been pretty much agreed. Isak and Liverpool, it broke today, didn't it, that Liverpool and Isak have already agreed terms, and it's effectively understood that Liverpool and Newcastle are kind of verbally, we're on a wavelength, we know what it's going to be. We're just waiting on Newcastle to sign a pissing centre forward, which seems to be taking an age. Tom, is that not tapping up? No bid has gone in. No, it's not tapping up. It's not tapping up. It's not tapping up. Not if you've got the club's consent, and also not if it's done through intermediaries as well. If it's done through intermediaries, then it's there, innit? Hi Zaid, how's it going? Good to see you. AM10 watching Salah's passing today. I'm just imagining Isak on the end of them instead of Nunes. Well, I was going to say, yeah, Nunes missed at least 2 chances, big chances since he came on, didn't he? Salah was terrific today. Right, we're 30 minutes away from kickoff. We've gone through the lineups here. We have gone through the lineups. It's going to be interesting to see just how Rangers and Russell Martin approach this one. Russell Martin has been full of praise today, by the way, for Max Aarons. Max Aarons has been full of praise for Russell Martin, by the way. Max Aarons has been amazed by Russell Martin's impact at Rangers. The fullback who joined the club on a season-long loan from AFC Bournemouth played alongside Russell Martin at Norwich City. And now, as his manager, Martin's methods have left a strong impression on Aarons. Aarons told Sky Sports, "I'd never worked under him as a manager, so it was a new experience for me coming in and working underneath him, but having a really good relationship with him at Norwich was a big part of coming to Rangers. Coming in here, I've been amazed with how he works, his standards, and how he wants to raise the level both on and off the pitch." Off the pitch. That seems like maybe... Is that alluding to something, do we think, Rangers fans? Is that alluding to something, maybe him talking about off the pitch? I don't know. It's been a real kind of eye-opener for me. It's been amazing to see. Aarons started at left-back for Rangers in their 2-0 win over Panathinaikos last week, and he spoke about his position in Martin's tactical setup. "I think it's very flexible. I'm not like a traditional left-back. You're not still out there and just putting the ball down the channel. It's very different, and tactically there are no excuses as a player with this setup and this manager. You know exactly what you're doing in each phase of the game, which as a player is something that you want. Whether I'm playing on the left or playing on the right, I think I can do a very good job there and I feel comfortable." Aarons believes that the team's understanding of Martin's style will improve week by week. I think that is insightful, though, the fact that he talks about off the pitch standards. Does that maybe allude to the fact that Russell Martin wasn't necessarily happy with how the players were conducting themselves off the pitch when he arrived? Maybe. If one of his... And by the way, obviously managers have the captains in the dressing room, don't they? They have the players who they've... Like, it's quite obvious that Russell Martin has brought in Max Aarons, not just because he's a decent player, and he is a decent player, but it's also because he trusts him, right? He's played alongside him for many years. He knows him. He maybe gets along well with him. And maybe if there are some bad eggs in that dressing room, he will help to weed them out, you know? And it's that sort of a thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Max Aarons is his chief grass, let's say. Be yourself, Dylan. How's it going, Dylan? Good to see you. Nuggets, do you think Moore will sign the loan? Mikey Moore, as in to Rangers. Well, we were talking about that earlier. I don't think that... No, I don't think that Rangers will take him. If they do take him, I am a little bit surprised by it, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit surprised. Yeah, I don't necessarily think you'd want to. Yeah, I don't think you'd necessarily want to go to... Not necessarily want to go to Rangers, but if you're Rangers, would you want to be accepting Mikey Moore on the basis that he's going to go back? I wouldn't. Right, well, let me know your predictions anyway. Get them in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking for this one. Panathinaikos or Rangers. We've got some people in the chat already telling me that Rangers should win with ease. 47% of you think that Rangers will win or will qualify with ease. But it's basically 50-50. 50% seem to think that there'll be a comeback or that it will go to extra time. And 50% seem to think that Rangers will smash it and win it with ease. Be yourself, Dylan. I think Rangers to win 2-1. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I do think that Rangers will lose this game tonight, but possibly go through overall. I think it's a tough game, this one. The Olympic Stadium in Athens, 75,000 capacity. It's a big old stadium. It's a big old atmosphere, and Panathinaikos, they'd expect to be in the third round of the qualifying here. They'd expect to make it through to the next round. Rangers were underdogs going into the first leg last week. They got a fantastic result. So, yeah, curious to see just how this one pans out. Sam says 4-0 Rangers. And Leon thinks Rangers will lose 3-0. So there you go, we got a bit of a mixed bag. Butkus, greetings from Bristol. What are your predictions regarding the next season? Can Chelsea win the league? No. Chelsea cannot win the league next season, no. They could finish above Arsenal, though. Certainly could finish above Arsenal, but I don't think they win the league. We are 25 minutes away from kickoff. What else do we need to be focusing on tonight? See, there's already... Do you know what? There's already a bit of a... Russell Martin met with Sir Alex Ferguson at Rangers this week as well. Barry Ferguson has this week also said that it looks like he's conceded the title, basically. Oh no! At some stages, has got to change. Russell coming in as the new manager, got a certain type of way that he wants to play. I still think he's going to add another 3 or 4 players. But Celtic have won 13 out of the last 14 league titles. It's going to be a difficult one this year. Very, very difficult one this year. Josh, how comes you're not rating Arsenal? Because they've not really signed anyone of note. The signings that they've made are incredibly underwhelming. They've not really got anyone with top level experience, really. I guess Madueke is a pretty poor signing in my opinion. I think Gyökeres ends up being quite... Madueke probably ends up being their best signing, if I'm honest. Gyökeres is fairly average, I think. I think he probably gets 10 to 15 next season. And Zubamendi, very good player within a certain system. Whether or not he fits the system that Arteta plays, I'm still not quite sure on. He's not going to play like Thomas Partey, is he? He's not going to play like Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is worlds apart from Zubamendi. He's not going to be physical enough. He's not going to be, pacey enough, picking the ball up, carrying it. That's not the sort of player that Zubamendi is. So it's a completely different type of player. FM No Casuals, heard it all before, mate. Bless them, they're so funny, Rangers. FM No Casuals. Oh, sorry, we've done that one. Rolly, can I ask where you got that Liverpool jersey from, mate? The green one. That jersey I have had since a good 20 years. It's the 97-98 kit, the away kit. Mackie94, have you seen Genoa's new kit? Thing of beauty. Yeah, the St George's Cross one. Very nice, isn't it? Yeah. FM No Casuals, Arsenal fans getting excited again. I'm with you, lad. Reckon they're getting too carried away. I think if anything, they probably end up regressing. I don't necessarily think they stay in the... They might do alright in the Cups. Again, they might do okay in the Cups. Can't rule that out. They're getting very, very excited over Gyökeres. And I kind of feel for him because I know how it's going to end up. I feel for him a little bit. Nick A13, hope my team Panathinaikos wins. Look, if Rangers park the bus, they will lose. And DN, either way, for Newcastle, the Isak situation is a win-win. A win-win? How's it a win-win? You're losing possibly the... I would say he's in the top 5 centre-forwards in Europe, Alexander Isak. Yeah, top 5 centre-forwards in Europe. And I think at 25 years of age, you're losing him. You don't really replace that. You can't really replace that. So I don't know how it's a win-win. John Noakes, 1-2 tickets with Sky VIP for Luton Town Friday night. Nicely done. Well done. I'm live for that one, by the way. Luton and Wimbledon on Friday. I will be live for that. Nick A13, 90 minutes is a long, long time in Athens. Leon, what time's the game? It's a 7 p.m. kickoff. Scott Grice, I've got Rangers to win, Villa to win, Arsenal to beat Tottenham tomorrow, Bournemouth or United to win. 41.71 off a pound. Nice, Scott. Mackie, Newcastle have had a nightmare this season. This transfer window, they don't have the pull to attract big names. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the pull. I think that's maybe harsh, but I do think it's worth looking at the deeper picture, the bigger picture, as to why players keep turning Newcastle down. You've got to look at that, surely. You've got to consider why that is. And Newcastle fans don't seem to want to. Why is it that... why is it that players keep turning them down? That needs to be considered. Nobody wants to look at that. They just keep saying, oh, it's PSR. It's PSR. We haven't got any money. Come on. Apparently, Russell Martin has accepted a bid. Oh, hang on a second. Yanis Hadji, Balogun and Lawrence all left. And Robin Propper has returned to the Netherlands. But Martin knows that more still need to leave to free up space. And one such player is Ben Davis. The 29-year-old spent last season on loan at Birmingham and was a regular in the team as they won League One. Now looks like he will return to St Andrews for their assault on the Championship. Ben Davis, ex-Liverpool. Liverpool legend, Ben Davis. That was the maddest signing we have ever made. The maddest signing. Ollie, where you watching? It's on BBC, mate. Chill music, what's up? I'm good, man. I'm good. How's things? Good to see you. Reveal clothing. Who will have a better season as an individual, Palmer or Wirtz? Cole Palmer. Yeah, Cole Palmer will have the better individual season if we're talking purely numbers and goals and assists. Yeah, I think it will absolutely be Cole Palmer. But if it was the straight shot of who I would rather have in my team, I don't think it's even in question. Florian Wirtz every single day of the week. And to be honest, you might say, Chelsea fans might say the same. Chelsea fans might say, nah, we'd rather keep Cole Palmer. That's fine too. FM No Casuals, you signed that centre-back from Schalke, same season as Davis, and they both did out. Yeah, Ozan Kabak, that was. Ozan Kabak. We had Ozan Kabak. We had Ben Davis. And we also played Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at centre-back that season. Somehow we still qualified for the Champions League. Incredible. Ollie Marley, are they doing a build-up or not? I think it starts in... 3 minutes. Quarter to. 2 minutes. Nugget, if Rangers win, who do you think will be their next opponent? I don't know. We've got the draw coming up soon, haven't we? Reveal clothing, no way would you have Wirtz over Palmer for Liverpool. Why not? I would, because Cole Palmer plays in Mo Salah's position. So it's a completely different conversation. If you're asking me, is it Mo Salah or Cole Palmer, then it's Mo Salah every day of the week. If you're asking me, is it Cole Palmer in the 10 or Florian Wirtz, mate, I'd rather have umpteen players in the 10 over Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer isn't a number 10. Cole Palmer is not a number 10. Please stop talking that nonsense. He's not a number 10. He can't play in the 10. Paul Hexam, Ben Davies was a great signing, bought for 500k, sold for 4 million. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Right. We are approaching kickoff. Butkus, Wirtz is a generational. Palmer has done magical things, but Wirtz is a so defined player. Reese, what are you watching? I am watching Rangers against Panathinaikos in the Champions League. Second round, second leg in Greece. Rangers 2-0 up from the first leg. 2-0 up from the first leg. And it's going to be a huge one, this one. Huge game. Really looking forward to it. If you haven't yet, do please give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're new around here, we're live every single day doing these watch-alongs. We've got loads of footy coming up in the next few weeks. Loads and loads of footy. Championship, League One, Carabao Cup, Conference League, Europa League. Dundee United on tomorrow against Una Strassen. Obviously Hibs and Midtjylland as well. Loads and loads of good footy over the next few days. Reveal clothing, I think Palmer has higher ceiling than Wirtz. Okay, well let's say that's true. Do you think he has such a higher ceiling? Like, you would agree that Wirtz has a high ceiling, right? Surely you would agree that Wirtz has a high ceiling and Palmer has a high ceiling. You think Palmer's is higher than Wirtz. Surely it's only slightly higher. Yeah? In your opinion. Maybe Wirtz can get to be a 9 out of 10 player, but you think Palmer could get to be a 9.5 out of 10 player. If that's the case, surely you can't see it as a ridiculous statement that some people might want to prefer Wirtz. It's not a ridiculous statement, is it? Come on. Nugget, what is your favourite Scottish team? I like Livingston. Yeah, I like Livingston. Reveal, I'm not saying Wirtz is bad, he's brilliant, but Palmer has got that special something. Only when he's played from Mo Salah's position on the right, though. Only when he's played from the right. Whenever he's played in the middle, Conference League final, dreadful. Dreadful. Anonymous. Didn't do anything, didn't get involved in the game. Moving to the right becomes a game changer, every single time. Who is it in the studio for Rangers tonight? Peter Lovenkrands, there he is. I've met him outside Ibrox about 20 years ago. Nearly more than that actually. It was 24 years ago. Outside Ibrox, Peter Lovenkrands. What a player. Newcastle legend as well. Mark Stewart Hansen, are you watching Everton tonight? I'm not, mate. No, Everton's a little bit past my bedtime. It's an 11:30 kickoff, isn't it, against West Ham? So I might watch the first half, but I'm not going to be streaming it. But yeah, no, I'm not going to be watching it live anyway on here. Mackie94, Wirtz is class, best centre attacking mid going at the minute. Watched him for years. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd probably have to put him up there with. I mean, there's not too many better, is there? I would argue he's top 3. I would argue he's top 3 in world football in terms of a number 10 or even a player that can drift in off the left-hand side. I think he's a game changer. He's an absolutely wonderful player. But I can't think of too many that's better than him. FM No Casuals, Ludogorets 1-0 up, yeah, against Rijeka. I've got them too. Who else have we got tonight, actually? Need to keep an eye on a few tonight. Have you got Steaua Bucharest? FM No Casuals, have you got Steaua Bucharest? I've got them to come from behind against Skendia. Because Skendia were absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. When they played against TNS. They were shocking. They just about managed to beat TNS. So, for me, there's no way at all that Skendia should be going through. Reese, hopefully we get through to the next round tonight. I'm rooting for Rangers, yeah. I am. I'm rooting for Rangers, absolutely. But I do think that Panathinaikos probably get to extra time. I think they probably end up taking it to Eki time, yeah. In my opinion, anyway. But what do I know? What do I know? Maximovic. He's an experienced player. Came in from Getafe. Obviously had a long spell at Getafe, didn't he, Maximovic? Where's Palmer Brown come from? Eric Palmer Brown. Played in France for a spell. Sporting Kansas City. Yeah. Pellistri. Still a lot thought of Pellistri. I mean, he didn't have a brilliant first season at Panathinaikos. 4 goals and assists in 24 games. Not really all that. You'd have expected maybe slightly better. Mackie94. Is that a Valencia top on the end? It is, mate, yes. It's the old classic Gais Comendieta top. Absolutely brilliant. Love all that. Stupid shirts, and well, not stupid shirts, but classic shirts anyway. Bit of a collector. Very sad. Carabag have beat Shelbourne 1-0. The Shells are out quite comfortably. Paul Hexham said the Scots should win fairly comfortably. It's a shame Gassama isn't starting. The lad done amazing at Sheffield. Yeah, I thought Gassama would start tonight. I thought Gassama would be in there tonight. Mackie94, it looks smart that I'm into all my old retro classic shirts. Good lad, we'll stick around then. Give us a like and a follow. I could do with a few more shirt nerds like me. Reveal clothing. What are we saying? What player should we look out for in the Premier League who could have a storming season? In the Premier League. Oh. A storming season. I'm trying to think of ones like from left field. Like not the obvious ones. Curveballs. Cherky would be one. Obviously, Cherky is a player who I think maybe could surprise a few. I'm trying to think of some outsiders maybe. You can really start to... I don't know about the Premier League. Premier League, it feels like everyone that's signed in the Premier League could be a really obvious one. Diarra maybe. Diarra for Sunderland could be a surprising one. Yeah, Diarra for Sunderland. He's one of those sort of high potential. Could be a decent player. Come on. Loads of players across Europe that I look at and think, really tidy. I tell you it would be. I mean, if Everton managed to pull off a move for Assane Diao from Como, I can't see it happening at all. But he was linked. He was mentioned by Fabrizio Romano last night for Everton to potentially make a move for Assane Diao at Como. If that does happen, I'll be devastated because he's one of my favourite players outside the Premier League to watch. I think he's terrific. Really, really like him. So I hope he doesn't go to Everton. That might be one to watch, but I don't think he is going to go there. I think he's the project at Como is absolutely brilliant. Mackie94, Gittins at Chelsea. I actually think Madueke probably does better than Gittins, if I'm really honest. I think Madueke, I'm not sure, is a downgrade to Gittins. I do. I think Madueke's not brilliant, but I think in the right system at Arsenal, if he gets more minutes, and something tells me he ends up starting on the left for Arsenal. I think Arteta's brought him in as the starting left winger. I think he's going to be competing with Martinelli on that left side. So Arsenal fans seem to think, in some strange way, that he's been brought in to sit on the bench behind Bukayo Saka in a World Cup year. Have it on your bike. Get on your bike. Not a chance. Lou, good to see you, Lou. How's it going, mate? Won't happen, lad. Not for sale. Elanga at Newcastle. Yeah, Elanga at Newcastle could be good. But again, that probably wouldn't be all that surprising, would it? Probably wouldn't be all that surprising. UK Living, Panathinaikos striker is a real handful, proper old school number 9. Keep an eye out for him, causing trouble in the Rangers box. Yep, Panathinaikos was linked with Ipswich, I think, and has previously been linked with Everton, I believe. Had a very good season, not last season, the year before that. So was it 23-24? Yeah, 23-24, Panathinaikos was unplayable in the Greek league. Hasn't really kicked on since then, so I'm not sure he ends up being maybe a Premier League player, unless he gets back to the levels that we thought he could. He's still only young, still only 25. They're just showing the missed chances from the first leg, and they were pretty poor, weren't they? Greece. They were pretty poor, weren't they, Panathinaikos? In the end, they were pretty shocking. Georgina, funny how Linfield are still in Europe and Shells aren't. Let's not speak too soon. Yeah, Zalgiris Vilnius, isn't it? Tomorrow, Georgina. I was debating watching that one. Yeah, it'll be good to see how you get on tomorrow against them. Rooting for Linfield, but yeah, no, I think Vilnius might just have a little bit too much for you. It's back at Windsor Park, that one, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. It's 0-0 away in Lithuania. Back at Windsor Park now. Good luck to you. Rooting for you. Come on, Linfield. Leon, Everton got a defender today. Yes, Asnu from Bayern Munich. Don't think he's a starter, though. He's very much a squad player. Someone who'll come in and compete with Mykolenko. Probably Mykolenko still stays as the starting left back for Everton. Paul Hexham, can't believe Bakayoko was sold to Leipzig for less than 17 million. They know how to pick him up, Leipzig, don't they? Grealish, do you think Jack will come back? I think I think Villa would be very foolish to take Jack Grealish back. If I'm dead honest, I think any club that takes Jack Grealish back is very, very foolish. I don't think he's a player. I never rated him. I never rated him years ago, and I don't rate him now. I think he's incredibly good at at winning free kicks, and that's it. I don't think he's a player. It's certainly not a £100 million player. Yes, Steaua Bucharest 1-0. Steaua Bucharest are 1-0 up against Skendia. Get in. That's what we wanted. Stanny, how's it going, Stanny? Good to see you, sir. What's the worst game you've watched? Oh, we've had some bad ones on this channel. I tell you what's up there. Man City against Man United last year at Old Trafford finished 0-0. It was absolutely dreadful. That was amongst the worst games. Definitely amongst the worst games. Kobe, you watching Wolves tonight? I'm not, mate. No, I'm watching Panathinaikos and Rangers first. I need to change Rangers kit because they're in the white away strip. So we need to change that. There you go. That's better. And Panathinaikos, I think we probably make that a little bit more darker. There you go. That's a bit better. Reveal clothing, where will Havertz play now Gyökeres is signed, or will he be a bench player? No, he'll be a bench player. He'll definitely be a bench player, but I think Havertz can kind of... Havertz is maybe a little bit more content with that. Or maybe he's not content with that, but he kind of has to be. He was already at Arsenal, and he wasn't doing what he needed to do, so they've brought someone in to improve on that. It's quite different with Madueke, isn't it? There's no way he's choosing to put himself into that situation unless he's given some reasonable assurances on playtime. There's just no way, does it? No way at all. Keep it up, Dad. Who's going down? I think... Who's going down? Who's going down? I think it's going to be Burnley for absolute certainty. Can't see past Burnley. They'll definitely go. Burnley will go, and I think... Oh... I think West Ham might, you know. Yeah, I keep looking at West Ham. Can't see past West Ham. And honestly, the way things are going, Everton. Everton. Sunderland, Leeds, Everton, West Ham, maybe Wolves. I think it could be any 2 from 5 there. But Burnley are the only one I can definitively 100% say they're definitely going. Burnley will go for 100%. After that, don't think anyone else can really... Wolves, West Ham, Everton, they're the main 3 that could join Leeds and Sunderland. No one else. Brentford. No, Brentford will be fine. Brentford will be fine. Edward, good to see you. Paul, thought I would come on YouTube. Cheers, Paul. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Reveal clothing. If United get Watkins or Sesko, that front 3 of Cunha and Bermo, and one of the strikers is Scurry. I wouldn't know about Scurry. It's a good attack. It's certainly a more competent attack. But then they've still got the problem of Onana at the back. They've got a midfield that is basically like rice paper. You can run through it, and the defence is all over the place as well. So the defence, the midfield, and the goalkeeper are still a massive problem. Great, you've got your attack sorted. Well done, you. But I don't think for a second United are a challenger to the top 5, top 6. No chance. Okay, it's bouncing here at the Olympic Stadium in Athens. It's absolutely bouncing. And the Italian referee is about to get us underway. And there you go, we're off. We're off for this huge game in the second leg. Can Rangers make it through? We're all rooting for them. Unless you're a Celtic fan, I guess. But it's a full house, full packed house. Keep you up, Dad. Leeds are staying up. You think Leeds are staying up? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not sure about Leeds. Still need a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper they've signed, haven't they? Perry, he's a good signing actually. They still need a centre forward. Leeds attack is going to let them down. They've not got a centre forward. I don't really think they've got wingers. Reveal clothing. United will get top 6 easily with 1 game a week, more time on the training pitch. I don't know about top. Well, I think they could compete with Villa, with Newcastle, with Spurs, but they finish absolutely no higher than 6th. Yeah, I can't see him finishing any higher than 6th. And that would be like if everything comes off. That would be if they get Sesko, if they get Donnarumma, if they go and get a centre mid. Then I could see him maybe getting 6th. Even with Sesko, and even if they got Donnarumma, I still think there's a very good chance they probably finish in like 9th or 10th. I'm not rooting for Rangers, says Leon. Edward, Kieran C's got that boy from Wolfsburg. He's a striker, he's decent. I don't know what you mean, Edward. Robert, come on you Rangers. Paul Hexham, I disagree. Burnley, they should just survive. Burnley? No, they've not signed anyone. Burnley are going to struggle this year. Burnley are really going to struggle. Panathinaikos pushing forward. First real half chance for them. It's skied over. But first shot in anger from the Greeks. Robert, how's it going? Good to see you. Rosie Laws, how's it going? What are your thoughts on the signings that Sunderland have made? Sunderland, I love the work that Liberis has done. I'm a massive fan of the young players that Sunderland's got. Mayenda, Isidore, Rigg, Ballard, Dan Neil. Throw in Diarra and now obviously Granit Xhaka. Some quality players there for Sunderland. I think they'll do okay if they can keep everyone fit. I think that's going to be one of the challenges for Sunderland next season is what playing style is Lebris going to do? Is he going to try and... I don't want him to be too bold, I guess, but I also don't want him to be sitting off and just getting picked apart. But Sunderland are doing some really good stuff. Right, corner to Panathinaikos here. First chance for them to whip the ball in. It's right on Butland. It's headed behind. It's going to be another corner at the other side. Joe, if we don't get Sesko, I'm not bothered, as we probably get Watkins and Muniz or Wissa. It is what it is. It's just another public rejection, though, isn't it, Joe? That's the thing. Another very public courting of a player in which he's very publicly gone, nah, I'm all right for Newcastle, thanks. And again, it's not, for me, that's not a particularly good thing from a Newcastle perspective. Okay, it's going to be another corner. Unitas getting his head on it, but it is going to be a corner. Robert Burnley only got Kyle Walker, whose only talent is, I cannot say due to YouTube's restrictions. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. I know exactly where you're going with that one. Paul Hexham, I'm biased. I lived in Burnley for 26 years. Wow. Panathinaikos putting all the early pressure on. Shot from distance. Just wide. Butland dives and just can't quite get to it, but comfortably wide anyway. But he felt that was a chance there, Bakasetas, the midfielder. You could see him just... He's not quite happy with himself though. He just feels like he drags it, but it's a big chance that. Loads of room at the edge of the box. I think he's got to be doing better there. I think he's got to be doing better. He's got to hit the target from that distance. Stoner Combat Vet, only 8. Get those. Only 8 what? Edward, that's what I meant. Oh, about him being a striker. He's not really a striker though, Nemetcha. He's not really a striker, no. He's more of a 10 or a winger. He's not really a striker. Reveal clothing. Liverpool made a mistake letting Diaz go. He's a baller. He's a very good player, but I don't think we made a mistake letting him go. 70 million thereabouts is a pretty good fee for a player who's 29 soon. I'm relatively content with that. We've got the best years out of Luis Diaz, and it's probably the right time to move him on. Reveal clothing. As a United fan, I love the fact Liverpool are putting forever 20 on a kit. R.I.P. Jota. Onye, thoughts on Sesko, Key, and how you doing, mate? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Panathinaikos are in. Quick chance. Good save from Butland. It was just about too wide, I think. But Unitas again, the captain, the centre forward, the danger man, beating the offside trap, getting in behind. He was driven a little bit too wide, but he had a go anyway. And Butland just gets it away. But Panathinaikos have started very, very fast here. Yeah, thoughts on Sesko? I think he does end up at Man United. I think he's a very decent player. Yeah, very, very decent player. Don't think he's wonderful like next Haaland or anything like that, but he's a player I've watched and liked for a long time. So, yeah, disappointed with Man United's attacking business this year. I think if you'd have said which 3 players would you rather United not sign, it probably would have been them 3 actually. Cunha and Burmo and Sesko are 3 players that I really, really like. Yeah, I really like. So now I can't like them anymore. But they are very good. They're good players. Yeah, they're good players. Robert, come on Rangers. This is terrible. Paul Hexham, what did you think of Engamoa's goal, pal? Really ready-made replacement for Diaz, in my opinion. Yeah, good young player. I don't think ready-made replacement just yet. He's still only 16. But, yeah, I hope we get some more minutes out of him this season. Good to keep him around the first team. Raskins fouled by Bakasetas. Joe, you never know. Sesko may come with the money we're giving him. Do you want him, though? Do you want him if that's what it's for? Because I do think that's what it boils down to at this point. Newcastle, if he goes to Newcastle, it's literally because they've offered him like double the money Man United have. And I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle did that, because such a public rejection is like the worst thing they could do. It's catastrophic for him. The PR is so bad because it basically looks then to every player around Europe, Newcastle, like loads of players are just turning him down. Stay away from him. Any good players don't go to Newcastle. That's what it's looking like. So PIF will probably look at that and go, like, we have to win Sesko. We have to win Sesko. We absolutely have to win him. We can't afford Man United to get him at any cost. Samuel Mark Ingram, Brentford, Burnley, West Ham United are teams who will be relegated. People are sleeping on Brentford. Honestly, I can't believe how many people are saying Brentford. I am absolutely telling you that Brentford are going to be fine. Brentford are going to be absolutely fine. They are no problem at all. They've still got money to spend. They'll be fine. They will be absolutely fine. Chimey Cunha has upgraded our attacking threat already. Impressive performance against West Ham. It's where you fit him in, though. And you can't have Cunha and Burmo, Bruno, and Sesko. You can't. They don't. That doesn't fit. Those four don't fit. Not unless you drop in the 5-3-2. Ollie Nev, do you think Sunderland will stay up? Do I think Sunderland will stay up? I wouldn't put my fingers in the drawer and say they would, but I think there's a good chance they might do. There's a good chance. But I wouldn't, I don't think I'd feel confident that you will just yet. It's going to be a corner again to Panathinaikos. Another big corner here. Chimey, he played perfectly at 10. Who? Cunha? Yeah, but what I'm saying is if Cunha's in the 10, you've got two number 10s, don't you? That's what you play with. So if you've got Cunha in the left, and you've got Burmo in the right, and then you've got Sesko through the middle, where's Bruno? You can't play Bruno. There's nowhere else that Bruno fits. Because you only play with two sitting players. And both of those players need legs. They both need to be good sitting players. They need to have legs. And Bruno hasn't got either. So Bruno can't play in the 6. Nugget, do you think Curtis will score again? No, I don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and I think Panathinaikos are going to win tonight 1-0, but Rangers go through. Or 2-0 and maybe Rangers go through on extra time. I don't know. I just think it's going to be a really, really tough night for Rangers here, but they ride it out, hopefully. I'm hopeful. I want Rangers to go through, but I do think it's going to be a tough night. Joe, I wouldn't even mind if Nunes came, as I believe Howe could get the very best out of him. He's a good player, of course. Mate, Darwin Nunes, I don't want you to get him. In fact, I reckon if you asked, it could be a handball to Rangers, it could be a handball to Panathinaikos here, there's going to be a check. Oh, you can't give handball for that. It does hit his hand. No, good. Thank God for that. They're not giving it. He jumped up for the header and it kind of, his hand just loitered around here and it just bounced down, hit his hand. You're not getting a penalty for that. Lewis Phillips, I think Brentford finish about 11th. I think Brentford finish comfortably. I don't know about 11th, but there's no way they're going down. No way they're going down. People forget how good Brentford are. Schade, Lewis Potter, Damsgaard. Damsgaard's incredible. Damsgaard's a wonderful player. And Schade. Nathan, Phillips at the back as well. Not Phillips. Nathan Collins, sorry. I keep saying that. Nat Phillips, I was thinking then. Collins at the back. Quiveen Kelleher in goal. Jordan Henderson in the middle. Got loads of experience. Loads of quality young players. They're fine, Brentford. Absolutely fine. Rangers pushing in down the left-hand side. Keeper catches nice and easy. And Dragowski gets it off and underway. Panathinaikos want to get on with things. They want to get on with things. Chimey, Bruno is not the future. Useful, yes, but we definitely need a playmaker who can also defend. Listen, mate, Bruno is still your captain right now. If he's fit, he starts, right? So what I'm saying to you is, if you've got Cunha, you've got Mbermo, and you've got Sesko, Bruno only fits in one of those three places. He doesn't fit in that number 6. There's no way at all you can have him there. There's just no way. That's like... Oh, Panathinaikos are in! Panathinaikos are in! Good save from Butland. Big save from Butland. He was one-on-one and Pellistri. Oh, no wonder United sold you. No wonder United sold you. He was one-on-one with Butland. And it was an absolutely brilliant save. Brilliant save from Jack Butland. Or maybe it was just a terrible finish. Nick A13, penalty for us. I don't think it was a penalty, that. Just it hit his hand, but it wasn't a penalty. You can't give a penalty for that. If you give a penalty for that, you give a penalty for everything. Panathinaikos needs a goal. Thank you for the follow, Radaby. As in Lucas Radaby. Love it. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do give us a like and a subscribe. If you're new around here, I watch live football every single day from around the world. Every single day. At least one game. We watched Liverpool against Yokohama F. Marinos this morning. We watched watching Rangers and Panathinaikos now. Tomorrow, we've got... a couple of games we're going to do. We're going to do Dundee against Una Strassen, and we're also going to do Hibs against Midtjylland. And then on Friday we've got Luton against Wimbledon in League 1. That kicks off. And also Cardiff against Peterborough, Bradford against Wickham, and Motherwell against Rangers. We're back this weekend. Motherwell against Rangers. Or next weekend, that, isn't it? Motherwell Rangers. I'm back for Rangers. So if you fancy watching Rangers games coming up, give us a like, give us a follow. We'll be live for them. Ben, was you live for Liverpool before? I was, yes, I was. I was live for Liverpool this morning. Oh, Rangers second to every ball again. This isn't good enough. This isn't good enough. Russell Martin won't be happy with that. That is not good. Paul Hexham just took a look at Artemis Stepanov. He's got potential but needs improving. Not sure how he will fly though. Still time. Young players. Ben, time was kick-off. 11:30, mate. Yeah, 11:30 kick-off. Archie, how are you going, Archie? Good to see you. Good tackle. Rangers, again, they've got 8 players back, and Panathinaikos just knocking balls into the box repeatedly. They're really testing that back line. And they're going to have to press a bit high. I mean, to be honest, they're going to have to press a lot more aggressively, Rangers, because they're knocking it around quite nicely, you know, the Greeks here. And they're getting in good positions from the edge of the box. Shot from distance. Good save from Butland. Again, they're making inroads here. Making inroads. Archie, who do you support, mate? I am a Liverpool fan, Archie. I'm a Liverpool fan, but don't hold it against me. I watch everyone. I watch everyone. We talk about all teams. And it's not a channel that just focuses on Liverpool, as most channels tend to do. If they're a Liverpool fan, they talk only about Liverpool. Who do you reckon I support, lad? I know who you support, Archie. I know who you support. The mighty Blues. Oh, Palistri's got to score there, you know. He's got to score. He really does. There's no way. Honestly, United, I'm not surprised United got rid of him. He has to score. You lads are struggling to sign players, Archie. They're really struggling. Moyes seemed very frustrated in his presser today, didn't he? Very frustrated. Lots of players linked, but evidently lots of players saying, not quite, no thank you, I'm not quite ready to go to Everton. Maybe I'll see what other options are available to me first. And I don't think that won't resonate too nicely with Moyes. That I think he wants players to want to be at the club, doesn't he? Which is, you know, fair enough, to be honest. But some of the players you've been linked with have been very, very good. I'd be heartbroken if you signed Diao or maybe not so much heartbroken with Malik Fofana. Diao I would. Diao I think could come in and be a really, really top Premier League player. Malik Fofana I think maybe takes a couple of years. Same way as Tierno Barry. I watched a lot of Tierno Barry last year. I think they take maybe a year or two to get up to speed. It's probably still a chance Beto ends up being your main centre forward this year. Archie, Moyes is pissed because all the bad times in the past leaves a bad name. Well, yeah. And I guess, again, that's fair enough. Clubs and players will prioritise going to clubs that have Champions League or European football, whatever it may be. I was listening to Baz at Toffee TV was saying he didn't think that players would necessarily prioritise going to, say, Palace or Forest over Everton. But I don't know if that's case. I don't know if that is the case. Archie, we're getting Grealish next few days, apparently. Nah, I think that's a bad signing. A very bad signing. And I would say that whether it was going to Everton or anyone, to be honest. I don't really rate Grealish. Robert, remember this, Key. He will be the best in the world. Artem Stepanov. Nice. We'll keep an ear out for him, mate. Archie, Everton are a big club, mate, just not in the past 30 years. No, listen, I'm not denying that. Everton are absolutely a big club. But I still think if you're a player, you're not looking at, 40 years ago. You're looking at what happened in the last 5-10 years. If I go to Everton, what are my chances of playing European football, winning trophies? The answers for both are not really positive for Everton right now. Whereas for, say, a Forest or a Palace or a Brighton maybe, they're a little bit more positive, aren't they? So it's things like that you look at, and I just think when you weigh it all up, Everton are probably way down the list of players, top young players in your. The thing that keeps frustrating me is why, if you're David Moyes, why would you be targeting players like Malik Fofana and Assane Diao and players like that? They've always got options. So why wouldn't you? It's admirable that you're looking at good, highly ambitious players, but why wouldn't you it's like 4 weeks to the end of the season, 3 weeks to the start of the season, 4 weeks to the end of the window. You need to get a wriggle on, mate. You might have to start maybe just measuring your expectations a little bit, managing your expectations, and going, all right, fine, we'll go and get Ainsley Maitland-Niles because we need a bit of pace on that right hand side. He's not perfect, but he's someone. Grealish is past his time. Grealish is the worst kind of player I think Everton could sign. Expensive wages. Doesn't really want to be there. I think, like you say, he's past his prime. I think he's proved he's won everything he's going to win. It's the last thing Everton should be doing is looking at Jack Grealish. Sean, who do you want to win? I'd like Rangers to qualify. Yeah, I mean, I prefer Rangers to qualify, absolutely. But I think Panathinaikos will win on the night. Yeah, I think Panathinaikos will win on the night. Robert, Everton in terms of fan base and history are a massive club, but Everton right now are a middle club. That's probably a reasonable assessment, yeah. It's harsh, but it's a fair assessment, I would say, maybe. Fayaz, it's good for Grealish. I mean, any move is good for Grealish. He just needs to be playing football. But he isn't going to play it. I just don't think Everton should be signing him. Shouldn't be touching him with a barge pole. And if I was an Everton fan, I'd be screaming at the top of my lungs, don't sign him. He's not the sort of player the club needs. Everton need more players like Asnu, who they've just signed. Players like that, 9, 10, 15, 20 million. Tierno Barry, maybe even Charlie Alcaraz, 22 years of age. Need more players like that who can come in 10, 20, 25 million max. Not quite on the radar of top clubs yet, but could come in, kick on, and then maybe they sell him for 40, 50, 60 million in years to come. That's what Everton need. Don't be targeting your Jack Grealishes, for God's sake. He's just silly. Archie, I was saying before, we're a big club, but new young players don't realise that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Fair comment. Sean, who's your top 5 next season in order? I think Spurs finish 5th. Yeah, I think Spurs finish 5th. I think Arsenal finish 4th. Chelsea finish 3rd. City 2nd. Liverpool win it. Could quite easily be Liverpool 2nd. Liverpool 2nd. City win it. Could quite easily be that too. Long ball over the top. Pelistri chasing it down. Panathinaikos pushing forward. Up against Aarons on this right-hand side. Panathinaikos into the box. There's a claim for a penalty. Says no. Says no. Callum thinks Villa are going to make 5th. But Liverpool 1st, 2nd City, 3rd Chelsea, 4th Arsenal, 5th Villa. Wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal got 3rd. But, yeah, I don't see Villa. Villa haven't been a particularly strong... It's not been a strong window for Villa, and it's not been a strong window for Newcastle, whereas I think Spurs are going to be bang on it. Archie, I've just turned the telly on. The transfer show was on, and they were talking about Grealish. Moyes said he wasn't going to talk about it. West Yorkshire last. They're talking about Grealish to Everton. Yeah, he was asked. Moyes has been asked in a media briefing today ahead of the pre-season game against West Ham in the Premier League Summer Series. He's been asked about Jack Grealish, and he said, I'm not going to speak about it. Okay, free kick to Panathinaikos on this right-hand side. Whipped in, flicked on, and over. Eric Palmer-Brown just couldn't quite get enough on it. HB 1872, what game are you watching? We're watching Panathinaikos against Rangers in the Champions League. Second leg. Second round, second leg. Ronnie Dodge, I don't know how I feel about United going for Sesko. I like Watkins. Watkins is 7, maybe even 8 years older, mate. That's why Sesko's a better signing. Because Watkins, in 2 years' time, you'll pay 60 million for Watkins now, or 70 million for Sesko, right? 60 million for Watkins now, 70 million for Sesko. In 2 years' time, Ollie Watkins will be worth 25, 30 million max. In 2 years. 2 years' time, Sesko could be worth 120 million. Could be worth... It could be like Darwin Núñez, I'll be honest. Because he's so young, even if he comes and he just does like alright, like Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez hasn't done brilliant for Liverpool, but he's done alright. He holds his value. So Sesko in 2 years' time, at 24, 25, you could probably sell him again for 60, 70 million and not really lose out. That's why it's a good idea to go for Sesko and not Watkins. I don't like United going for Sesko. I would much prefer them go for Watkins. Watkins is more of the same for Man United. Fayaz Facundo Pelistri will cook this game. Well, he's not been cooking so far. He's missed a one-on-one. He hasn't really done much, and his dribbling's been a bit all over the place, to be honest. Paul Hexham, come on, Key, be fair. Sometimes, if you've got a good manager, a team punches above their weight. And Unai Emery, I think they've done that. Oh, that's really poor. Panathinaikos are in. Chance must be. They've scuffed it. How have you missed that? Pilistri again, who've just said he's going to cook. He's shite. He's absolutely shocking him. Look at him, his teammates going over and rubbing his head and saying, it's all right, mate. Yeah, it's all right. You've just missed an absolute sitter. An absolute sitter. The ball is on the penalty spot. There's nobody around him. All he has to do is get it on target. Just get it on target. He scuffs it. Doesn't even work the keeper. Absolutely shocking, that. Archie, why do you think Moyes wouldn't talk about it? Just respect. Moyes is a very classy manager. He's a very classy manager. I like David Moyes. And I do think that... yeah, he's just being respectful towards Pep Guardiola, even though Guardiola's seemingly just kind of wiped Grealish off the face of the earth with City. He's just got, you just train over there, we don't want to see you, you'll get a move when you get a move. If we get an offer, you can have it. But yeah, it doesn't really seem to be too many takers. I think if he does go in, it will be on incredibly favourable terms, because Grealish has got a very big contract. He's got a very, very big contract. HB, do you rate Rangers? Do I rate Rangers? I think they're a good team. Yeah, I think they've got some good players in there, but I don't think you make the Champions League proper. I think the next round might be a round too far, to be honest. It'd be interesting to see how Rangers do in the league this season. That's where the ultimate test is going to be. I'm going to be watching Rangers against Motherwell on next weekend, the opening weekend of the Scottish League season. So I'm going to be watching Rangers against Motherwell. So we'll see how they get on in the league. West Yorkshire lass, according to X, if Newcastle don't get a top striker, Isak can't leave. Is this why we've not bidded? No. We have bid. We have bid. We have bid. Liverpool have bid for Isak. It has been verbally agreed. I absolutely guarantee you. There's no way at all that Newcastle would even be talking to Sesko if Liverpool hadn't already pre-negotiated terms with Alexander Isak. There's no world where Newcastle would be bringing in Sesko unless they knew Isak was leaving. They wouldn't be doing it. They know that Isak is leaving. They know it. So they're going getting a striker. They're going getting a centre forward. Whoever that might be, we don't know yet. Sesko they've gone in for, rejected him, or at least it looks like he's rejecting him. So maybe they go and have a look at Watkins now. Watkins is a possibility too, but again, do Aston Villa sell Watkins to what they would consider to be a rival for the Champions League place next season? Be a bold move, wouldn't it? Very, very bold move. Archie, people talking about Grealish's wages, but people are forgetting about how we got rid of 14 players. Yeah, but you don't want to spend the wages from those 14 players on one player. I mean, you want to spread it about a bit. You've got to bring in a lot of bodies, Everton. You're so far off it in terms of squad. You're paper thin at the moment in the squad. So you need to try and spread it about if you can. Dom Elliott, who's winning, Tottenham or Arsenal tomorrow? I don't know. I'm debating whether or not to watch that one. Tommy, I'm sick of this transfer window. It's actually making me depressed. Newcastle have had a bad time, haven't they? They have had a bad time, mate. I feel for you a little bit. Ronnie, would it be funny if we get Sesko and Newcastle get Jackson? Yeah, Nicholas Jackson's still on the market. Still a chance they go and get him. That wouldn't be terribly surprising, would it? Archie, we have no pull, mate. It's easy for the other fans to say we shouldn't get certain players. I don't think you haven't... That side... No, come on. I don't think that's true, mate. I don't think that's true. Everton do have pull. And do you know what? Even if you disagree that Everton have pull, the Premier League has pull. Because you play in the Premier League, you have pull. So I think it's fine. I honestly think it'll be fine. Panathinaikos down the right-hand side. Oh, comes out to the edge of the box. It's free kick to Rangers. Be Yourself Dylan says Rangers getting dominated. They've done all right though. Listen, it's nearly half time. 15 minutes to go. And yeah, they've done all right. They've rode the crest of a wave. Panathinaikos have had maybe 2 clear chances, would we say? 2 clear chances, both fall into Palistri, and he's been crap. Talby, Xhaka to Sunderland. Here we go. Nick A13, Panathinaikos needs and deserves a goal. They definitely need a goal as soon as, yeah. They definitely need a goal in the next half hour if they got any hope. Callum, Wolves have just lost another player in Semedo. Yeah, he's leaving on a free, isn't he? Leaving on a free. Archie, I'd love Takefusa Kubo from Sociedad. Negotiations broke down because they wanted 60 mil. He's not worth 60 mil. He's not worth half that, to be honest. I think if you paid 30 mil for Kubo, you've paid too much. He's not a bad player, don't get me wrong, but he's never going to be worth more than 30 million. If you tried to sell him on, he's not a good player for investing in. He's not that player. Right, it's going to be a free kick on this left-hand side here for Panathinaikos. Be Yourself Dylan, League 1 starts on Friday. Luton v Wimbledon, yeah, and I'll be live for it. Free kick again, headed over the bar from Fotis Unitas, the player who we all thought might actually be someone that Rangers might do some damage with, but actually no, it's not been good enough, really. Archie, Fenerbahce agreed a deal today for Semedo, did they really? Archie, yeah mate, agree. Don't know if you remember, under Moshiri wasted $500 million, 50 on Gylfi Sigurdsson. Yep. Cenk Tosun, Nias. You've had a fair few, haven't you? You've wasted plenty of money. But that's why I think there should be a really, really clear bracket that Everton shop in, like a clear window that we, like, you know, we'll only sign players, because you need like 8 players, don't you? You've lost a load on loan. You had 5 on loan last year, and you've lost Calvert-Lewin, and Decore's gone, and Young's gone. You need bodies. You need bodies through the door. So honestly, given you've got a limited budget, I think it should just be, right, well, let's go and sign players no older than 23, no more than 25 million, right? If it goes over 25 million, we're not interested. In fact, if it goes over 20 million, we're not interested. Let's go and shop in Belgium and Sweden and Austria, and, you know, go and sign some players who have got a really, really high potential but a low cost value. They are the players you need to get in at Everton. Players who the fans can get excited about. If Everton had gone and got... I suggested in January, I know it's all... Yeah, you said, I told you so. But I literally said in January, if Everton were going to go out and get a centre-forward this summer, which you have done, you've gone and got Tierno Barry, I said they should be looking right now at going and getting Mika Bierith from Sturm Graz. Go and get Mika Bierith from Sturm Graz. He's just come out of the Arsenal Academy. He's gone to Austria. He got, I think it was 11 goals in 16 games, or 11 in 13 games, or something like that in Austria. Only 22. He was absolutely flying. He was smashing it in Austria. Did really, really well. In January, Monaco came in, paid 10 million quid for him. He went to Liga and he got 13 in 16 there as well. So he's all of a sudden you've got 2, you know, half season in Austria, half season in France, and he's got like, I think he's got something like 26 goals in 39 games across both competitions. Absolutely fabulous. And he's 22, English born, came out the Arsenal Academy, 6 foot something, 6'2". Premier League made, and you could have had him for 10 million quid in January. Evidently, because Monaco got him. West Yorkshire Lass, what's the situation on Chiesa? That's actually gone quiet. No, the situation with Chiesa is that Atalanta made a very, very big play for him. He doesn't want to go to Atalanta. Saudi also made a pretty big play for him, but he doesn't want to go to Saudi. He's focused on trying to get a move back to Juventus or AC Milan. I think he wants to go to AC Milan with Allegri. Obviously, he's not friends with Allegri, but he's familiar with Allegri. He's played for Allegri before. So he's looking at AC Milan, and it's just whether or not a deal can be done. Archie, Calvert-Lewin isn't a loss for me, mate. 3 goals last season as a striker is abysmal. He's good at getting you up the pitch, though. He was your best centre-forward at getting you up the pitch, which is all you ever really needed him for. You know, he wasn't as much of a goal scorer in the last few years, but he could get Everton up the pitch. Ball whipped in, Rangers with a chance, headed over the bar. Archie, what about Mikatadze? He's good, Georgian fella. We don't need a striker now. We have Barry. No, I'll be honest. You say Barry. I still think Beto starts. Barry probably only comes off the bench. But yeah, Mikatadze is a very good player too. But he's one who's already on the radar of top clubs. So I think if you went in for Mikatadze, you'd probably have the same issue that you have with Fofana and Zhao and various others. Torn, Rangers are terrible. Lucky Panathinaikos are as terrible up front. Yeah, they've not been brilliant, have they, Panathinaikos? They've been pretty terrible themselves. William, what do you think of Xhaka going to Sunderland? Excellent signing. Excellent signing. Just the sort of experience that they needed and might be the difference between them staying up and going down, I think. Ronnie Dodge, I'm interested how Gyökeres gets on with the big centre-backs in the league. It won't necessarily be the big centre-backs that he has problems with, you know. I don't think that'll be such an issue for Gyökeres. He's a big lad. He can deal with the centre-backs. The bigger issue for Gyökeres is he won't have any space. He won't have any space. None at all. Because Arsenal play against teams who sit quite deep. So there'll be no room for him. And his movement isn't all that good. Panathinaikos in the box. Oh, cleared away by Rangers. Ben, that video of Shaw saying United's aim has to be to win the league. Well, he's saying the more important quote, or the bit that I took from it, was when he said we've not got any stragglers left now. I mean, that must be a barb at Rashford then. I don't know. Maybe he's fallen out with Rashford. Archie, Tom Fellows is one to watch, mate. West Brom player. Yeah, Tom Fellows has been linked with Everton quite a bit, hasn't he? It is. It's them sorts of signings. They'd be perfect for Everton. Just a bit of width from the Championship would be fine. Bit of pace. Ronnie, I think Luke Defo took shots at Rashford and Garnacho in that interview. William, so apparently Isak has signed on personal terms. All that's needed now is the bid. The bid is done. The bid is done. It is done, I'm telling you, mate. The bid is done. It's all done. It's all verbally agreed behind the scenes. Robert, the silence is crazy. I think Everton should be looking at players like Morgan Whittaker as well. Whittaker at Borough wouldn't be a terrible signing. Obviously, Tom Fellows is one they've looked at quite a bit, but there's a lot of really good young players. I mean, what's going on with Raksaki at Palace? Raksaki, there was talks he was going to get a move somewhere. Where did he end up? Rangers, wasn't it? Rangers. Yeah, Rangers chasing after Raksaki from Palace. He'd be a good signing for Everton. He was brilliant last year. Archie, see you in a bit, mate. Going for tea. No worries, Archie. Take it easy, man. If you haven't, give us a like and a sub. It helps. William, do you reckon it is then? It is. It is. I guarantee you it's done. I absolutely guarantee you it's done. Think. Use your loaf. I absolutely guarantee you there's no way that Newcastle would even be talking to Sesko. They wouldn't even be talking to Sesko unless they had verbally agreed something with Liverpool for Isak to go. No way. No way. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Free kick there. Panathinaikos, stupid shove in the back of Max Aarons from Fotis United. That's the sort of thing that Rangers will be loving. Absolutely loving that, just to slow the game down. It's exactly what they need. Archie would have to Hamza Igamane would be brilliant. Yeah, I love Hamza Igamane. Again, very, very underrated player. Really, really like him. He's another one that I just don't really understand why Rangers should. I mean, Rangers are probably looking to cash in on him, aren't they? Velko Milosav Lejicic from Red Star Belgrade. He's a centre-back. M15 United on at half-2. I know you're a big fan. Cheers, man. No, I'm staying away from United. Not getting up at half-2 for that. No chance. Callum Wilson going to West Ham hasn't helped Newcastle. Hasn't helped Newcastle. Why has it not helped Newcastle? Hasn't Callum Wilson gone? Isn't he on a free? Sure, Callum Wilson's contract has ended. Yeah, he's a free agent. He's a free agent. He's got nothing to do with Newcastle anymore. M15, what better could you possibly doing at half-2 at night than watching Man United? Well, I could think of many things that I would be doing at half-2 at night. Much more preferable than watching Manchester United. Sat in A&E. I've done that before now as well. Sat in A&E waiting around at daft o'clock in the morning. Oh, absolutely shocking play again from Panathinaikos. Dragowski, he's absolutely furious with his defence there. This is perfect for Rangers. This is absolutely perfect. Panathinaikos are going to have to come out in the second half with a completely different attitude, a completely different approach here. Because as it stands, there is no way that Panathinaikos are getting back into this. William, I don't know, but surely losing him, then losing Isak is a blow, though, in terms of squad depth. Well, yeah, I mean, they need two centre-forwards, for sure. They need two. Here's Pellistri on the counter-attack for Panathinaikos. That's a foul. It's going to be a foul and a yellow card. For Kieran Dowell. Dowell chased it all the way back and takes the yellow card for Rangers. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with that. Ben, that poor United stand lad, what season do you think he gets the chop? United have to win 5 in a row. Oh, God, yeah. United stand. I love him. I love him. Fair play for sticking with that. Have you seen that, by the way? United Strand. He's got to let his hair grow. Not having a haircut until United win 5 games in a row. I checked United's fixtures, and I don't think I don't think he gets it. I don't think he gets it cut for a long time. Actually, I think it might be early next season. Literally, I think we might be talking about another 8-9 months of growth, and it's already pretty big. Oh, Panathinaikos smashed it over the bar. Be yourself, Dylan. Sat drinking wine, watching Coronation Street, then watching United. Watching Coronation Street with a glass of wine. Check you out, mate. Love it. M15-7, I hope not. No, honestly, if you look at the fixtures, I don't know. There's a little bit of a flight, a little bit of a scuffle at half time here. Little bit of a scuffle at half time here. It was Bakasetas. Just having a little flare up there with a few. I think he's having a go and saying there's a bit of an elbow on me there, but Panathinaikos 0, Rangers 0. Paul Hexham, how Scotland see their Champions League games, but we have to pay to see it in England. Complicated, I'm guessing. Complicated. William, quite surprised about Pellistri, to be fair. He looked like he could have been very good for United. Be yourself, Dylan. That shot went out the stadium and hit a car. Oh, my goodness me. Right. Well, it's half time. What other scorelines have we got for around the Champions League so far? Let's have a look. Salzburg 1, Bran 1. Okay. Steaua Bucharest is still 1-1 with Skendia. Ludogorets are winning. Paphos are winning. This is bad, man. This is really bad. I need Steaua Bucharest to pull it out. Steaua Bucharest are having an absolute nightmare at the minute against Skendia of Macedonia, who were terrible against the New Saints. M15-7, what's your opinion on needing ID for the hub, but not the country? Not for the country? What do you mean by not the country? I don't know what you mean. But not the country. Oh, I thought you meant actually they were talking about years ago, weren't they? Voter ID and things. I mean, that's a big thing in America, isn't it? It's a slightly separate issue, but yeah. I don't know. To be honest, mate, I don't really pay much attention to what the government do nowadays. It's all a bit of a, doesn't matter who you vote in, they're all a bit. It's crap whoever you're having, isn't it? It's corrupt if you vote them in. It's corrupt if you vote them in. Just make your peace with it. They're all corrupt. There's not really been too many chances in this game. They've just shown back the main chances, and every single one of them you look at and think, it's been a bit flat, to be honest, which is exactly what Rangers would want. Let's be clear. Rangers I think they'll be quite content. M57, just stick to your footy. I hear it. That's it, mate. Honestly, that's it. I don't care enough because you can't affect it. You can't affect it. You literally can't affect it. They've just opened voting for under 16 or under 18s, right? You can vote at 16 now. They've just opened that up. Pointless. Do you know why? Because everybody is turning away from voting. The voter turnout record is crashing. Nobody goes and votes anymore, really. Nobody goes and votes because everyone is starting to realise it doesn't matter who you vote for. They're all absolute pirates. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Stay home on voting day. Best thing you can do, in my opinion. Best thing you can do. Stay at home on voting day. Let them know you don't give a toss. You don't care less because you can't do anything to change it. RFC and Newcastle Army, what do you think will happen in the second half? What do I think will happen in the second half? I think there will be a goal. But I'm now tempted. The way this game has gone, I did think Panathinaikos would cause Rangers some problems. But, listen, I've got to hold my hands up now. I actually think the more likely goal scorer in the second half is probably Rangers on the counter-attack. I think Rangers might actually end up pinching this, in the 90 minutes as well. I think Rangers probably qualify at this point. Be yourself, Dylan. What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter? An elephant that doesn't matter. Go on. Go on. Enlighten me. What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter? An elephant that doesn't matter. I'm hoping this is going to be some fancy wordplay, Dylan, and you're not going to get me banned on YouTube. Oh, Gavin, listen. Listen, I trust Dylan implicitly, right? So now, not that I don't trust you, mate, but we don't know each other. We don't know each other. I can't read that out because I can't trust you that it's not going to be an unpleasant punchline. So I'm not going to read it out. If you want to put the punchline in, by all means do so. But I can't read out the punchline. I can't read the joke out because I might not be able to read the punchline out, basically. Because you might get me banned on YouTube. I mean, that's not too bad, and that's relatively harmless. I like that. That was okay. That was okay. Yeah. Relatively harmless. I still can't say it, but it's relatively harmless. But it's more wordplay in it. I like that one. Football Master Seb, can you share the game in one I say? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I can't share the game. I don't know what you mean. Palistri has had 2 incredibly clear chances in this game, and he should have scored at least one of them. Panathinaikos could have had a real chance at getting in this game. Very poor. When's the draw? When's the draw for the next round? James Brown, boring what Rangers manager's doing. Mate, listen, you'd have took it though. If you're a Rangers fan, you're quite happy with this. This is perfect. You've got 2-0 in the home leg. 2-0 in the home leg. And they're quite comfortable in the second leg. They're happy with this. Boring is very good for Rangers. Very good. Be yourself, Dylan. The answer is an irrelevant. Nice. I like it. Fancy wordplay. Again, I was expecting that. I was hoping for that. I'm not disappointed, Dylan. I like that. Good man. Gerald Hato to Chelsea. Here we go. Put it on my page earlier, already 60k. What a guy. I put mine on, they do well for get 200 at the minute. I've stopped really posting on TikTok. I'd rather get me focuses on YouTube. You can get decent numbers on YouTube, but yeah, TikTok's. Don't think TikTok's my platform, sadly, mate. Sadly. But you do incredibly well on it, and as right you do. Put a lot of effort in. And like I said, if you ever want to do a, I'm thinking about YouTube, should I start it? Absolutely, absolutely you should. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why not? And like I said, if you want any help, like, I mean, I can only help up to the point that I've got up to, but I'll quite happily help you as much as I can, mate. No problem at all. And if you ever want to do that Nottingham Forest watch along with me, we can do that too. But even if you don't, if you just want to help, if you just want any advice, or you just need some help, or you need I don't know. I'm not necessarily the oracle on it, but I'll help you as much as I can help you. Paul Hexham. I don't even know what that. What I haven't heard the original. What was the one was hoping herself, the other herself? No, I don't know what that is. I didn't get the original comment. Callum, here we go. Chelsea sign Hato. Jorrel Hato. Right, we are literally a couple of minutes away from the second half. I'm just going to nip to the loo. I'll be back in 2 secs. Okay, we're back. Well, Russell Martin will, I think, be quite pleased with that. The scoreline, if not the performance. Yes, they've been under pressure. Don't think there's been any doubt about that. They've definitely been under pressure, but they have managed to get out at times. They've landed a couple of gloves on Panathinaikos in the chances that they've made a couple of corners. They've got up the pitch. They've not been totally sort of embedded in their own box. So it's not been a terrible situation, I think, this one for Rangers. I think they've done okay. And still got that 2-goal cushion. So, for what it's worth, I think they'll be pretty content with that. And all the sources, by the way, are still saying that Mikey Moore is on a flight to Glasgow at the moment and is about to confirm his move to Rangers. Who's on the bench for Rangers, by the way? Is Thilo Asgard in the team today? No. Where's Thilo Asgard? Is Thilo Asgard injured? Thilo Asgard and Hamza Igaman out for the Panathinaikos clash. Why? Both were absent from Tuesday's training session. They failed to train the day before they flew to Greece. Right, okay. Head coach Russell Martin said at the weekend he hoped to have both Asgard and Igamane fit for the decisive game on Wednesday night. Both were absent from Tuesday's session and appear to have lost the fight to be ready. Summer signing Asgard had picked up an injury in pre-season against Dunfermline and was rated as being close to fitness for last week's first leg at Ibrox, but didn't make the matchday squad then and hasn't made the matchday squad now. Interesting. Igamane picked up a knock and was left out of Saturday's friendly against Middlesbrough. And he then hasn't trained. Okay. Well, I just wonder whether or not we might see some changes at half-time then. I think Rangers will be quite content. Maybe Kieran Dowell, given that he's on a booking. Last thing you'd want to do is risk him getting a second yellow and getting sent off. So maybe there's a change there. Maybe someone like Gassama or... I'm just thinking in terms of helping Rangers get up the pitch. Gassama wouldn't be terrible. Maybe Bajrami as well. Bajrami could come in for Dowell. And really for Panathinaikos, there's not too many. I mean, maybe Tete. You look at Tete, he could maybe cause problems. Maybe at a push. Someone like Swiderski, Karol Swiderski could come on. He's not been a bad signing for him. But yeah, Swiderski or Tete, maybe the only real chances that Panathinaikos have got. Scott Grice, do you think Rangers will win? I think Rangers will qualify. I think at this point Rangers qualify. I don't know about Rangers winning. Ben, off topic, but how good is Halloumi? Halloumi is mint. In fact, do you know what? Greece in general is absolutely brilliant. I love Greece. I would quite happily retire in Greece. I'd love to live in Greece. Beautiful country. Beautiful country, beautiful people. Evidently, shite football teams, though. In the nicest possible way. Regan, what game are you watching? We are watching Panathinaikos against Rangers in the Champions League. DJ, how do you think Sunderland will do this season? I think Sunderland finish 18th. Maybe 17th. Maybe 17th. No skill Aaron Hato, done. Wasting his career. Feel sorry for the lad. Feel very sorry for the lad. Bakasetas is having a little war of words there with the Italian referee. Very, very gesticulating. They're both incredibly, lots of hand movements and hand gestures. William, Dessers maybe will come on, possibly. Dessers, yeah, I don't think Rangers need too much in the way of centre forward. Maybe someone like Dessers could come on later in the game to hold play up. That might work. That might be a tactic to look at. There's no changes anyway before we kick off. It looks like we're going to be on the same lineups as we had starting the game. No changes. Kieran Dowell stays on. That's the one surprise, I imagine. Maybe Kieran Dowell on a yellow card. I would have thought that Russell Martin might have looked at that and said, no, don't want to take a risk with that. I think it might be smart to just take him off. The last thing we want is them getting drawn into a... Because they'll be targeting him, won't they? If you're Panathinaikos, you're the manager, you're looking at Kieran Dowell and going, every time you go near him, you, oh no, what's gone on there? Who's gone down there? Oh, someone's rolled their ankle there. Is it Raskin? It is, it's Raskin. Oh, he's not happy. If he limps back on the pitch and then goes down, that's shameless. Absolutely shameless. Oh, what a shame. That's gutting for him. He's literally walked over to take a throw in, and I don't know what's happened. It's like he's just stood on. Do you know? I think he might have like popped his Achilles. He might have popped his Achilles. He's 100%. He's limping back on, but I think Raskin's gonna have to go off here for Rangers. Barely 60 seconds into the second half, and Raskin, I think Russell Martin's going to have to make a change. Raskin might have to come off. William, do you know anything about Dan Ndoye, the winger who Forest are on the verge of signing? Yeah, we watched quite a bit of him in the Euros. Little bits of him when he's played for Bologna, but he's a very, very quick player. He reminds me an awful lot of Adama Traore, really. In that he's just so good at squaring the fullback up, getting past him. He was terrific for Switzerland in the Euros a few years ago when he made, I think it was his debut he made. But he was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he was fantastic for Switzerland. Really good at committing the fullback. That's going to be another foul. I think it's Tavernier. Give the foul as well. See, what's your opinion on Hato, Chelsea? Here we go. I think he's kind of wasting his career. I think he's wasting his career because I don't think he starts. I don't think he goes to Chelsea and starts. I don't think he starts at left back. I don't think he starts at centre back. I think it's disappointing really when you see an 18-year-old lad leaving a club where he starts every game and go into a club where he's going to sit on the bench for most of the time. It's sad. You want to see him go and kind of, especially a big club like Ajax. He's not leaving a... Oh, that's a claim for the penalty again. It's a claim for the penalty from Panathinaikos. You're not getting that. No, I didn't think he was going to give it. But again, they're breaking into the box and then going down. I'm just desperate for anything to happen here. It might look like I'm desperate for the Panathinaikos goal, by the way. I'm really not desperate for any sort of action. A Rangers goal would be just as warmly welcomed. It's put out to play. William, watch Xavi Simons looks pretty close for Chelsea too, yeah. Xavi Simons, good player. Again, not entirely sure where he fits in for Chelsea, but a good player. But that is Chelsea through and through, though, isn't it? Let's sign lots of good players. We'll worry about where they fit in later. We've got 94 players in the dressing room, but let's just see. Let's get them in. Why not? It's a weird football club, Chelsea. Okay, corner. Juricic is going over to take it for Panathinaikos. Juricic plays it short, straight back to him. Training ground type of move, and it all just breaks down, goes completely wrong. Diamande gets out, and very, very good play by Danilo Pereira as well. That's so poor. So poor. Such a waste of a corner. Such a waste. I had to go at Liverpool for that this morning, by the way. So it's a real bugbear of mine with set pieces. If you get a set piece, just put it in the box. Not fannying around with it. Worst thing you can do that. Oh, let's play it short and then we'll do a nice little... Every time, it never comes off. Never comes off. Get it in the box. William, did you see Trey Naoni's goal earlier? Yeah, I saw them all, mate. We did a watch-along for that one. Oh my God. Steaua Bucharest 1, Skendia 2. Steaua Bucharest are absolutely shocking. They are shocking. They are absolutely dreadful. That's appalling, that. As if that's happened. As if that has happened. How have Skendia of Macedonia gone to Steaua Bucharest and beat them there? Steaua Bucharest are falling to bits. Absolutely falling to bits. That's not good enough, that. Really not good enough. William, will be interesting to see what comes of this youngster who we've signed from Salford. To be honest, mate, when you hear that you're Liverpool or anyone, when you hear about players that have been signed like that at 18, 17, you just don't really pay any attention to them, or you shouldn't do anyway, because the amount of times that they've come in and then fallen away, it's inconceivable. It happens all the time. So until they get in the first team and play like 5 games, it's pointless even worrying about it. Oh, what have you done? It's in! Has he scored it? Has he scored? He's offside. What are you doing? Juricic, Panathinaikos very nearly went ahead there. Oh, I thought we had a goal in the game. I thought we had a goal. Is he offside? He's on! That's going to be onside, that. That is going to be onside. I'm telling you, this is going to be onside. Oh, it's shocking. It's an absolutely shocking. This one, I'm going to give it. I'm telling you. I'm going to the scoreboard. I am giving that. It's going to be checked, but I'm giving it. I am giving it. I am telling you, that is a Panathinaikos goal for sure. I'm giving it. The goal animation is on. Panathinaikos have scored here. It's an absolute certainty he's onside. There's a check. There's a check coming on. Panathinaikos might have got back in this game. Panathinaikos might have got back in this game. The Italian referee's just saying, wait. There's gonna be a little VAR check. But I tell you something, he looks onside. He looks onside here. He looks onside. Geordies, how are the lads? Hope Rangers going to make it to the next round. I hope so too. But I'm just glad we've got a goal in this game, to be honest. Charmy, when does the Premier League start? The Premier League starts on the 15th of August. Liverpool, it's a Friday night. Is it the 15th? Or is it the 14th? It's a Friday, the 15th. Yeah, 15th of August, Liverpool play Bournemouth. And I'll be live for it. But Liverpool play Crystal Palace on the 10th as well, by the way. You've got to remember that. Community Shield, Liverpool against Crystal Palace, 10th of August. So, not long. We've still got a really long check here. I don't know why it's such a long check. He's miles onside. He's absolutely miles onside. I have no idea how this can be anything other than a goal. And I'm an independent here. I have no, I've no horse in the race. I'd much rather Rangers win and go through, to be honest. But that's a goal. That is a goal. It is a goal. He's definitely onside. It's a long check. It is a long old check here. A very long check. Honestly, the Panathinaikos manager's like, what is going on? He's onside. What is going on? You can see the gesticulation, the anger from the fans, the crowd. It's so clear that he's onside. I don't understand why it's taking so long. It's not even tight. It really isn't even tight. If you look at the bottom, he's level. He's level with a player at the bottom. There you go. There you go. Goal. He's given the goal. He's level with a player at the very, very bottom of the pitch, stood in front of the linesman. He's level with that Rangers player. But then, if you look, there's another Rangers player even deeper, so he has to be onside. He has to be. Even if he's level with that one, he's definitely level with, definitely behind the other one. Panathinaikos 1, Rangers 0, ahead on the night. 1 goal to go. Rangers really, really need to defend deep here now. Rangers really need to step it up. And you know what? I tell you what, Jack Butland did not cover himself in glory there. This header, you could have thrown your cap on it. You could have thrown your cap on that. Phew. Paul should go back to the old way of offside. But it is Juricic 1-0. And we've got a long, long old way to go in this game now. Can Rangers see it out? Honestly, I am so flabbergasted by how bad Steaua Bucharest have been. Panathinaikos are in again here. Chance! Oh, fired across the face of goal, and it was Fotis Yanidis yet again. Oh, he was inches away from making it 2-0 and 2-2 on the night. That's absolutely unbelievable. It's unbelievable stuff, this. It's an absolute cauldron here at the Olympic Stadium in Athens. The Olympic Stadium. It's an absolute cauldron. Gassama has come on for Findlay Curtis, by the way. Gassama for Findlay Curtis. That's a positive change for Rangers, at least in terms of helping them get up the pitch. Dale, evening mate, good to see you, Dale. I reckon there's going to be a penalty because our players always try to get one. Chance for Rangers. They've scored! Rangers have equalised! Rangers have equalised! Oh! And it's that man Gassama. He's been on the pitch all of 30 seconds. He's come on the pitch for Findlay Curtis. And Panathinaikos 1. Rangers 1. Gassama smashes it into the corner. What an absolute screamer that was from JD Gassama. JD Gassama, he's giving it a bit of that. JD Gassama, the Rangers fans in the away end go absolutely wild. The home fans go mild. Panathinaikos 1, Rangers 1. Tell you, this is some finish, this. Some finish. There's nothing wrong with it. He's miles onside. It's just a great finish. It's a fantastic finish. That's a screamer, that. That is an absolute screamer. That is an absolute screamer. Make no bones about it. That is an absolute screamer. Fair play, Rangers. Gassama has just smashed it in off the post. Been on the pitch 30 seconds and he's just absolutely nailed. And he got a yellow card. Yellow card for his celebrations, I'm guessing. That feels a little bit harsh. William, why is the Panathinaikos badge a clover? It's not an Irish club. It's a shamrock, innit? It's a symbol of luck. It's a symbol of luck. Good luck. It's probably most closely associated with the Irish, but it's a pretty universal symbol. And the Greeks do love their symbolism, in fairness, so it wouldn't be surprising if it's... I don't think there is any direct relation to Ireland. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Gassama, he will get smashed in the SPL. Stood on that mob. Utterly embarrassing display. Geordie's Bucharest disappointed me, mate. Oh, Steaua Bucharest, honestly. It's absolutely shocking that. I can't believe... They have killed me tonight, Steaua Bucharest. They have absolutely destroyed me tonight. Paul Hexon, well, the luck's not working tonight. No, it really isn't. It really isn't. They need to sort themselves out. But 30 minutes to go. Every chance. The game is not dead. But Panathinaikos would need a goal, certainly within the next 20 minutes. If they can get one in the next 20 minutes, there is every chance that they can get back into this. But it's a big 20 minutes. That's a foul. And he gets a foul. Good lad. Good lad. Geordie, they're already in the Champions League, I guess. Direct qualification. Olympiacos. Oh, you like Olympiacos, right? Yeah, Olympiacos are already in the Champions League. That's true enough. When is the Champions League draw? That's a question. Champions League. Next round draw. To be honest, loads of them are already done. Loads of them are already determined. Third qualifying round, the draw. First leg's played on the 5th and 6th. Second leg's played on the 12th of August. Oh, so it's like straight after this then. So when is the draw then? Oh, draw date, 21st of July. So there's already been a draw. So who have Rangers got in the next round then? If Rangers go through. They would play. I'm trying to see who they'd act with in the next round. Servette or Plitzen. Well, Plitzen have just equalised against Servette. Definitely prefer Servette in that one. Definitely prefer Servette. Gassama's a player, by the way. Yeah, Gassama's done very, very well, hasn't he? There's a couple of players coming on here now for Panathinaikos. A couple of changes for them to try and get in the game. One of them being Tete, who we said, he's maybe a player who can carry the ball forward. Kotsiras, the fullback, is coming on for a wide player. Maximovic is going to go a little bit further forward. And Tete is coming on for... Bakasetas, a midfielder. So again, it's a bold change from Panathinaikos. They're committing another 1.5 bodies forward, I guess. Getting an extra body up there. Tete, definitely a more attacking change. Robert, I left to see your older streams, why your setup and how the channel is set up was very different from 7 months ago. Good on you, mate. Cheers, man. Listen, hopefully it'll be different again in another 7 months' time. Hopefully it'll be even better still. John Wick, so you don't work. No, mate, I don't. I do this. This is work. What are you on about? This is work. This is work. No, I don't work. I quit my job to do this. Yes, that's the truth. I went sales director in Liverpool, Premier League dad. Or sales director in Liverpool, Premier League dad. Depending on which way you want to look at it. Panathinaikos coming forward here down the left-hand side. Get it in. Get it in the box. So frustrating when teams are, fannying around with it. Servette 1, Vidra has scored for Plitzen, so it's 2-1 to Plitzen. Wow. Paul Hexham, it's an honest living. Well, that's one way of putting at it. Yeah, it's one way of looking at it, mate. Still early days. Takes time, these things, doesn't it? It's going to be a free kick to Panathinaikos. Chance to whip a ball in. These have all got the tops off here in the home end. They're like the Greek Newcastle fans. Ball whipped in. Chance. Oh, Panathinaikos so close again. Geordie, mate, keep an eye on Ferencvaros versus FC Noah. Crazy game. Paul Hexham, does it put bread on the table? Not right now, it doesn't, no. Not right now, it doesn't, no, Paul. The idea being that it puts enough bread on the table in time that we don't have to be in this country anymore with a bit of luck. That's the plan. Don't want to make enough money. I don't want to make loads of money, by the way. I don't want to make millions. I'm not interested in all that. Just a little bit. Just enough to. It's enough so my little girl doesn't have to have. Enough so we can get somewhere modest overseas. We shall see. We shall see if it ends up happening or not. Ollie Marley, do you know what Championship game Week 1 game you're going on live for and Prem game Week 1 games you're going on live for? Just interested. Yes, I do. Yes. Championship. In fact, we'll just go through them now. I'll tell you which ones I'm doing. So August the 9th. So I was going to do Southampton Wrexham in the 12:30. I was going to do Southampton Wrexham in the 12:30. I was going to do probably Stoke and Derby in the 3, maybe. I don't know about 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock I'm not sure about. We could maybe do Stoke and Derby. And then 5:30 is Sheffield United against Bristol City. So that's the Championship games. But yeah, I was thinking about Southampton and Wrexham for the 12:30. Paul Hexham, Goldbridge net worth 4 million, doing what you're doing. Well, this is it, and he's been doing it like 12 years. I've been doing it 6 months, 7 months. So it takes time. It takes time. Maybe, like I said, I don't want to be worth anywhere close to that. I've had money before. I didn't, it's not really something. I'd rather be skint and happy. I'd rather be skint and happy. So yeah, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by millions and millions and millions. No chance. Just rather watch footy for a living and chill with you guys. Chill with you guys and chat shite. Stick with it, kid. You're younger than him. Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's true enough as well. He's got 10 years on me, if not more. I think he's even older than that now. He's certainly got 10 years on me. Panathinaikos, chance, good block, corner. Come on, Rangers. Tolga, friends, I'm also waiting for the BSV match. The guest team should score a goal. The odds are 3.49. Jordy, mate, does Celtic play in the Champions League qualifiers? Yes, Celtic are in the 3rd round. So if Rangers get through here, Celtic are also in that round. Paul Hexham, I think he's 48. The thing is, it's not just him, mate. There's the amount of people who are doing this sort of thing and making, forget like a fantastic living. There's some who are making brilliant livings out of it. But there's people who you and I wouldn't walk past in the street. You wouldn't have a clue who he was. Still making a very, very decent living. I'm happy being one of them. Chimey, I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini. Oh, nah, trust me, you wouldn't. Trust me, you wouldn't. Ollie, you watch a 3 p.m. game every Saturday. I watch on a Saturday, usually a 12 p.m, a 3 p.m, a 5:30, and then an 8 p.m. And it properly, do you know what, you'd be amazed. Given you just sat here watching footy, you'd be amazed how much that takes it out of you, Like mentally, properly takes it out of you. Steve, Man United have held talks over Sesko, good player if we can get him. Agreed. Yes, agreed, Steve. Panathinaikos coming forward yet again. I don't think you need a striker more than you need a goalkeeper or a midfielder. I think you need a midfielder more than you need anything. Because you can live without a striker. You can manage without a striker. You could put Cunha up front and you could play Cunha and Bermo and Bruno in that front three. And that'd be good enough for you for now. For now, that's decent. You can't last with that midfield. If you have a midfield like that next season with Casemiro and Fernandes sitting in the 6, you'll get ran through every week. You're absolutely ran through. Nice, Ollie. Cool. Well, like I said, I usually update my schedule like in advance on YouTube. So as long as you stick with, if you go and check the schedule every other day, well, it's usually once a week. Usually on a Monday, I'll update like the next 10 to 14 days of football. So you'll see the next thumbnails added on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you'll see I've got pretty much everything up to like the 8th, 9th of August is already booked in. But I do that every Monday. That's like my Monday task. Be yourself, Dylan. Do you like pepperonis? I don't, but my missus does. Yeah, she really likes them. So we frequently have them in the house. But I don't like them, mate. No, it's not really my thing, that. But she likes them. Okay, well, we've got 15 minutes to go here, and if I'm really honest, I can't see it being anything other than a Rangers qualification at this point now. Panathinaikos again pushing forward. Can they keep it in? Rangers are doing really well. They've done really, really well here, you know. They've played incredibly well. I've got to give them the credit. They've done really, really well here. Tough place to come, Panathinaikos, but they've rolled it out, and I think they've deserved it. They've absolutely deserved it. Swiderski's coming on now. This is probably the last throw of the dice. Jedvaj is coming on as well. Tin Jedvaj, centre back. So he'll come on and maybe be an auxiliary forward. Juricic has gone off for Swiderski. And Palmer Brown's going off for Jedvaj. So that's just a like for like. Okay. Be yourself, Dylan. Did you say you had a daughter? Does she understand what you do? Yeah, vaguely she does, yeah. Usually, like, if I'm missing bedtime or something like that, my missus will put me on. She'll put this on and she'll say, say good night to Dad, sort of thing. So, she does, yeah, she kind of knows. She's still only young, but she does kind of know. Really, really smart play here by Rangers down the left-hand side. Very good by Raskin. Gets a ball into the box as well. But Panathinaikos just about get it away. It's better. Much better. I would imagine there's going to be a hell of a lot of added on time as well at the end of this game, just because of the fact there was maybe like a 6 or 7 minute check. VAR check. Plus we've had lots of subs. So I would imagine we get like a 10-minute bit of added on time. What do you think? Sorry, and then, yeah, we were talking about the Premier League opening weekend. So, Liverpool and Bournemouth will definitely cover. So, Liverpool-Bournemouth, I'm live for that one, 7 o'clock on the 15th. And then on the Saturday, Villa-Newcastle, 12:30. We're doing that one. I think 3 o'clock. I fancy Tottenham-Burnley. Fancy seeing how Burnley and Tottenham doing that one. Tottenham, obviously Thomas Frank's first game. Maybe we do Sunderland-West Ham, actually. We'll do Sunderland-West Ham. Do Sunderland-West Ham. I fancy that. So I'm going to do Sunderland-West Ham. That'll be me 3 o'clock. And because the other one's Brighton and Fulham. That's not a bad game. No, we'll do Villa-Newcastle, Sunderland-West Ham, Wolves-City. That's our 3 games on Saturday in England, and then on Sunday, probably Forest, Brentford, and then United against Arsenal. Pro Direct Soccer, how's it going? Yes, Prem Dad, what would you say are the best football boots of all time? it's a really good question. I am partial. Even though I've got a soft spot for the Predators. Of course I've got a soft spot for the Preds. I love the original, the old school Preds. But I really like the F50s. I really like the F50s. And the Mundials. I am an Adidas fan. I don't like Nikes. The Total 90s and all that. I wasn't into Total 90s. No, I can't. I've got to stick with Adidas, and I would say it's boring to say. Is it boring to say Predators? Is it boring to say? They are, aren't they? They are the best football boots of all time. Best football boots of all time has to be Predators. I think of... Yeah, no, I'm not going to say any of the Copa Mundials and all that. They were brilliant. But the Nike Mercurials are the ones maybe people talk about most. No, absolutely not. For me, Predators, and it would be, in fact, if we're looking for the specific Predator, let me go specific with you on this. I'm just trying to remember the name of him. The Manias, Adidas Predator Manias. They were about 2002. There you go. Specific answer, Adidas Predator Manias. I didn't mind the Elites as well, but I would say the Manias. Nice for you to come on. Paul Hexham, I'm wondering our starting lineup against Palace in the Charity Shield. Starting lineup against Palace in the Charity Shield has to be probably the lineup we saw today, I would imagine. Probably not a million miles away from that. McAllister probably comes in. Probably Frimpong comes in for Bradley. Yeah. Frimpong, McAllister, and Isak. Maybe Isak. Depends if it gets done. Paul Hexham, you about 35, Paul? I'm not about 35, Paul. I am 35 on the button, sir. On the button. So therefore, the 2002s is exactly where that South Korea World Cup. I mean, the France '98 World Cup was my first proper World Cup I remember watching. I caught a little bit of USA '94, but not enough of it. Edward Frimpong starts over Bradley and should start over Bradley. Agreed, yeah. Chimey, 2008 F50s were amazing. Yeah, they the blue ones. Let me have a look at the 2008 F50s. Yeah, that's about right. I don't think it's them ones I'm thinking of, though. I'm thinking of the... Yeah, well, no, yeah, pretty much the blue 2008 F50s. Yeah, I think they're about right. Frankie Goodman, we need your best football now. It's the only way to follow. Your best football? My best football. Okay. My best football would be... I liked the Fever Nova. Yeah, the Total 90s and the Tiempos and all that. I liked them. The Premier League balls were all fine, but I was a big fan of the Fever Nova. Google the Fever Nova. That would be my favourite. I've got real memories about the Fever Nova. CLH, which game are you watching? I am watching Panathinaikos v Rangers. Yes, that's Paul. Paul said there so eloquently. If you're watching us, by the way, if you're on YouTube or even if you're on TikTok, if you're on Twitch, wherever you're watching this, if you are and you haven't yet and you want to do me a favour, if you want to do me a solid, do us a favour. Go and give us a follow on YouTube, on TikTok, and on X. I am trying to grow my little community there on X. And I've got like 5,500. I'm on course for 6,000 subs on YouTube. I'm on course for 4,000 on TikTok. I've got about 200 people following me on X. So there's a major discrepancy there. So if I could get even like 1% of you to just go and have a little look over on X at the PL Dad, it would make my night. Paul Hexham, oh my God, I know your daughter's favourite film, pal. You know my daughter's favourite film? How have you managed that? My daughter's favourite film? Moana. Why? Why? How do you know my daughter's favourite film? I mean, she does like Moana. I don't know if it's a favourite, mind. Why have I got? I'm looking if I've got something on. Have I got something on the back of me t-shirt here or what? How have you clocked that? You just said do me a solid. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. You can tell. Well done. Yeah, I mean, Christ, I've watched that enough times. I'm just seeing if I've got... There's plenty of other things that could give you an insight of... I usually come on with stickers. She wanted paint me nails today, just before I came on. And I was like, no. You can't paint Dad's nails before I go online. Shay472, I need a Panathinaikos goal for 350 quid. I'm rooting for you, mate, but I don't think you've got too much chance, I'll be honest with you. I think this is almost certainly going to finish 1-1 now. Disappointing night, really, for Panathinaikos, given they started actually quite well in the second half. They looked like they maybe could kick on and get a second. Just such a fabulous... Honestly, we've said it so many times on this channel. As soon as you score, that is the most vulnerable time. The most vulnerable time. Once you've scored, you're far more likely to concede very quickly. And it's exactly what happened. A fabulous finish from Gassama, who is looking every single bit the quality wide player. It was a really smart finish. And it just took the wind out of the sails. Completely took the wind out of the sails. Pellistri. Do you know what? He's all dribbling, Pellistri, but he's just got no end product at all. Oh my God, they've skied it again. Kirivella. No wonder Liverpool sold you. Chance. Oh, again, Butland. It's a crossover from the far side. Butland living dangerously. Oh, Panathinaikos all so scrappy in there. They desperately need a goal in the next 30 seconds, really. Because how many minutes is there going to be? How many minutes have they got? The fourth official's come out. It's 5 minutes added on. That's never going to be enough for 2 goals. Although saying that, there was only 2 minutes gone. 2 minutes to go against Barnet last night, wasn't there? Barnet and Newport. We got 2 goals in that one. I can't see it. I really can't see it. I can't. I think that's pretty much us done now from a from tonight's game. I think that is done. Right, so tomorrow, by the way, quite a few people asked me whether or not I'm going to do Spurs and Arsenal, because I understand it's an early kick-off tomorrow, isn't it? It's at 12:30, Arsenal-Tottenham. We could do that, or we could do FC Scholl against Barcelona. Maybe we have a look and see how Marcus Rashford gets on against FC Scholl. That might be worth a watch. What do we think? FC Scholl against Barcelona, 12 o'clock tomorrow. Could do that. See how Rashi gets on. Might do that tomorrow. We'll do that at 12, and then we'll do Hibs against Midtjylland. Rangers are in here. This could be 2-1 Rangers. This could be 2-1 Rangers. Oh, good save from Dragowski. Very, very smart play, but he was one-on-one with the keeper, and I think, was it Pereira? Or was it Des? It was Dessers, I think. He's got to score there. Really got to score. Welcome to Memeland, yeah, go for it. I think, yeah, we'll do that then. We'll do that. We'll have a look and see how Marcus Rashford gets on. We'll do a Marcus Rashford hate watch. At 12 o'clock tomorrow, FC Seoul against Barcelona, and then Hibs v Midtjylland at 7 PM on the night. That's our 2 games for tomorrow. And on Friday, we've only got the 1 game on Friday. We've got Luton Town against AFC Wimbledon. So we'll do that. That's at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then a very big day on Saturday. Saturday, Cardiff City, Peterborough, 12:30. 12:30 on Saturday, League One. And then 3 o'clock, we are doing Bradford City against Wycombe Wanderers. Followed by 5:30, Motherwell v Rangers. That's this weekend, isn't it? So we've got Rangers this weekend. We're doing it, yeah, doing a Rangers, plenty of Rangers games. Sam, I'm watching West Ham v Everton. 11:30 Kiev time. It's 11:30. It's Kiev. Well, Kiev's must be the same time as here then, 'cause it's 11:30 here, isn't it? Paul, this has been easy for Rangers. It has, hasn't it? Yeah, I think it's been a lot easier than I was expecting it to be, maybe. I thought Panathinaikos may put up more of a fight. But really, it has just boiled down to, in the second half, we know goals change games. Panathinaikos have done everything they needed to. They've done really, really well. They've come out and they've started well and they've got a goal. And, you know, the whole crowd's up and they're really going for it. And then bang, Gassama smashes it in off the post. Great goal. That's it. They absolutely killed him. Destroyed him. And you've got to commend Rangers for the way they've defended and the fact that they've scored a goal at a crucial time. In a big game, and they've emptied the stadium. They've absolutely emptied it. Like I was saying, it was a cauldron. It was a powder keg atmosphere. Be yourself, Dylan. It's 11:30 here. Yeah, 11:30 West Ham and Everton kick off, mate. That's what time it kicks off here. 11:30. And he says it's 11:30 in Kiev when they kick off as well. So therefore, it must be the same time here as it is in Kiev. I didn't realise that was the case, but evidently it is. Paul Hexham, 9:30 their time. Oh, it's 9:30 their time, right? No, it's not 11:30 right now. Right, there you go. Panathinaikos players have collapsed to their feet. It's over for them. Rangers are through, and it's looking like, at this moment in time, Rangers are going to be facing Victoria Plitzen of Czech Republic. It's looking like they're going to be heading to Czechia against Plitzen. Mataj Vidra has put them ahead against Servette of Switzerland, and it's looking so far like that's where Rangers will be going in the next round. I believe so anyway. But really, really good. Rangers are through to the third qualifying round of the Champions League, just as Celtic are. They have reached that round too. So, yeah. Good start for Russell Martin. Fair play to him. Russell Martin and his players will be really, really pleased. It's a tough, difficult tie, that one that they've negotiated. They've managed to make it through. And fair play to him. Fair play to him. It's a very good away performance. A fabulous home performance. And some really, really good goals. I think Finlay Curtis and Gassama have really, really stood out. And I think it's Sutar as well. Sutar at the back's done well as well. So, yeah, very good. Really good, that. Right. If you haven't yet, please do give us a like and a subscribe. All of my links are right there on screen on YouTube. If you're watching on TikTok, it would mean an awful lot if you went over to YouTube, Premier League Dad, and went and checked me out. Go on and give us a like and a subscribe. If you're watching on TikTok and you fancy going checking me out on X, I tweet all day, to be honest. If you fancy going checking me out on X, it's at the PL Dad. The PL Dad. Go and check it out, and I will see you all tomorrow, 12 o'clock. I'll be live for FC Scholl against Barcelona. Maybe. I'll see. Maybe. Yeah, 12 o'clock. We'll do that one. Why not? But a great performance and a great result for Rangers. They're through to the next round. Well done, Russell Martin. Continuing to prove the doubters wrong.